Hi everyone, it's Lab Den. My name is Linda. What this project is about is taking a blouse from the Goodwill store and using the ideas in the American Girl Doll Boutique book and coming up with something that we can try on our dolls. So we'll use our dolls as the model and we will start the creative process. So you can see we've got a lot of different things to choose from. They give you a lot of ideas in here. My daughter and I have already put together some of these ideas. We put together this dress, and actually it was out of a brown sock as well. And we do have a video on that, so check that out. So here are some of the ideas. You also have ideas for purses. So what we're going to do today is try to create a dress. This is the blouse we're working with today. Normally I wouldn't have even looked at this twice, but what grabbed my eye on this was the sleeve detail. So we have the little scalloped edge on the bottom of the sleeve. We also have that scalloped edge along the bottom of the dress. And if you can see, the fabric is some of that, originally it might have been a little bit more folded, but you can see it's got some give to it, so I know it will stretch on the doll if it needs to. Also, what I saw on this was this detail with the binding or the detail here along the neckline, and I really liked this bead here as well. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of this into a dress, and rather than just doing the pictures on this, I want to do it in video format so you can see how I just work with my ideas and try to make something work. We're going to start using this doll. Her name is Crystal. She's my daughter's doll. We're using her today because she has short hair that's very easy to work with, and it doesn't get caught in some of the clothing. Yes, I know she's got some tattoos on her. This is my daughter's doll, and she needs to go to the doll hospital. She needs to be cleaned. But she is who we're going to work with, so I'm going to lay her down. The Doll Boutique book often starts with the sleeve, and it tells you to pull the sleeves onto the doll. So here I've pulled up the sleeve onto the doll, and there are a lot of different ways we can go from here. We can take this and use this as a neckline and do some tucking here to create something. What I really liked about this blouse was this piece. So I'm going to put this in and use this as a part of the dress, as a sleeve. And I could put another hole on this side to make another sleeve here, but I'm going to try to do some wrapping first. So you can see I just start to wrap it around the doll. And I can see I'm going to need to do some pinning. And I'm going to create something dramatic on this doll. I am a dancer myself, a ballroom and Latin dancer, so I really love the dramatic dresses that they have in some of the competition dances. And I don't compete, but I do like to dream of creating some of those things. So this may be a little bit out of the norm in terms of, this wouldn't be an everyday wear. This would be something you could wear on the dance floor. I do have this other sleeve. I could make a second dress, but I like the idea of maybe wrapping it around Crystal and making it into a scarf. And I think I'm going to come around here and wrap it this way, and we'll tuck that. And I can see that this will work well here, and that I need to do something with this excess here. And you can see this makes kind of a nice little end to a scarf. What I do need to do is figure out how to pin it so that it'll have a nice flowy train. Okay, what I did was I raided my stash of costume jewelry. Most of this came from my relatives whose estates I managed, and I can envision, you don't see a lot of these anymore, or you do see some handmade, but I never wanted to get rid of some of these things because they're so sentimental and some of them are glittery, but I could envision using them somewhere, somehow, someday. So I've got a drawer, just one, of all these pins and costume jewelry. This is a clip-on earring, if you can imagine that. I don't know if you see that too much anymore, but when the light catches it, I see purple. So this immediately caught my eye. Some of my jewelry didn't work, so I went back to my stash of gear that I've had for a long time. I just collect craft type items. I bought this ribbon a long time ago for a room decorating project and never used it. And I think this would be perfect for this dress. So we're going to take this necklace off and wrap this around her. Here's Crystal in the dress. I had to do some pinning in the back, and I'll show you the back in a moment. We do have the drape in the back. We have the scarf across the neck. We have the ribbon at the waist to hold some of the fabric back. We're actually holding the shoulder of the shirt back with that ribbon on the front. I do think it looks more like a cape in the back, like a Superman cape, so I may have to do some cutting with that. But we will turn her around. So here's her scarf, and here's the stone that I liked, that I thought would look good across the shoulder or someplace on the doll in this dress. We have the cape. We have the nice scalloped edge. I wanted this to drape a little bit in the back. We'll move her hair so you can see. I wanted it to be drapey. I actually have a dress that does that in the back. But we have all of this neckline and shoulder of the actual women's shirt that looks a little messy there. And I didn't want to cut it yet. Typically I don't have any problem cutting it. This was only a $5 shirt from Goodwill, but I may want to play with it a little bit before I decide to cut it. So in most cases the doll's hair will cover some of it. Depending on how you have the hair, you would obviously have it up at some point. But here we have sort of a dance train, and you can see a side view. Might look a little lumpy back there. But this particular shirt is a medium women's shirt that I got, again for $4.99. And the ribbon I had, but you could use string, anything that you have around the house. You can also get ribbon at the dollar store. So basically for $5, this is a fancy dress that she can wear when she goes out on the town dancing. Not sure if I'm in love with it yet, probably not, but let me hear your comments and see what you think. It's always fun to be a little bit creative and have fun with it.